Well, it is windy outside today, so I'm going to try to do this. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully when I'm finished, you'll be able to hear me okay. But this week we're in John chapter 2, and so I hope last week you were able to join me for John chapter 1. And what we're doing is we're beginning a series where I'm inviting you to join along with me in reading a chapter in John each week. Last week, as I said, was John chapter 1. This week is John chapter 2. So here's what I want to point out to you in John chapter 2. First of all, there's a lot of great things to read and understand and study in John chapter 2. So I hope you'll spend some time in it this week. But I want to point out to you just a couple specific verses and something that Jesus' mother, Mary, did, okay? So in John chapter 2, you're going to read about a wedding feast. And actually, it's the first big miracle that Jesus performs, okay? First big public miracle that ever takes place. And Jesus and his disciples, his mother, and some of his followers are at a wedding feast. And basically, the wedding feast has taken place, but the wine runs out. Now, that was a very bad thing to have happen to the couple and to the family that was hosting the feast. You just did not want to run out of wine. And Jesus' mother, Mary, realizes what has happened. And she comes to Jesus, of all people, and tells him what has happened and wants him to fix it. Now, you'll read that Jesus says some amazing words to her. He says to her, first of all, Mary, my time has not yet come. In other words, in essence, this is not what I'm necessarily here for. This is not my purpose. It's not time to necessarily reveal myself. But nonetheless, Jesus implies to her that he'll help. And so these are the words I want you to pick up. This is from John chapter 2, and it's beginning in verse 5. His mother says to the servants then, "Whatever he says unto you, do it." I love that verse. She tells the servants, whatever Jesus says to you, do it. And here comes the wind. Think about that for a minute. Mary had no idea what Jesus would do, how he would answer her plea for help, how he would be a part of helping this couple and this family out in the midst of this marriage feast. But she believed he would do something. And so her words to the servants was, whatever he says, do it. It's windy out here. I hope you've been able to follow along. But this is one thing that I want you to take away from John chapter 2. Whatever Jesus is putting upon your heart today to do, just do it. Just do as he says. You may not know why. You may not know what the outcome is going to be. But if he's impressing upon your heart today to do something, then as crazy as it may be, or as unnecessary or as irrelevant to your situations as it may appear to be, I want to encourage you, just do it. Because you have no idea what God is up to in your life and how he wants to use you today to help somebody else. So whatever it is, maybe it's a kind word you need to take time to sit down and share with somebody. Maybe it's that phone call you need to make. Maybe it's that letter that you felt you've needed to write for some time that you haven't. Maybe it's that person you need to go to and talk to because things haven't been right between the two of you for too long. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. But Mary was smart enough to go to Jesus and ask him for help. And then she was smart enough to tell the people that were around her that whatever he says, do it. That's what I want to encourage you to do today. Whatever it is, just do it. Enjoy John chapter 2. There's a lot more great stuff in it. Take your time, read through it over this week. We'll be back next week with something from John chapter 3. But most importantly, whatever God's put upon your heart today, go out and do it. In his name and to his glory. God bless everybody.